everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with Misha and Mark, looking absolutely beautiful here in super hot Hamburg. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
A little overheated, but all things considered, very well.
That's very good.
I can't breathe. But
We'll be quick. Thank you so much for you guys' time. Really appreciate it. Mark, I have to mention quickly that this is our jubilee. This is our 9-year anniversary.
No, ever since you were telling me it was your first time ever doing a video like that, and we did it, was it in Wiesbaden, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wiesbaden. How did I remember that? Yeah, that was great. We had such a good interview and a good hang. So yeah, when I saw that we were doing this, I was really excited.
That was so cool and so fun to see, like almost to the day. That was my very first video on the channel. So if you guys have been subscribed for a long time, thank you. And thank you. Let's jump right in. You guys have some really cool, really long guitars right now. Can you tell us a little bit about this guy?
yeah, so these are these baritones that basically I just asked the Jackson custom shop to make for me. There's this guy, Pat, in the custom shop, Pasquale Campoletano, and he makes incredible guitars, and he's a metal guy, and I think he understands, like, everything he's ever built me has just been just killer, you know? So I wanted him to attempt this just for fun, really. I was like, you know, because I have a bass 6, I have one of those Ibanez Meshuggah guitars that's also 30-inch scale. Yeah. And I was like, you know, I want to try my hand at it, maybe like modernize the bass 6 a little bit, right? And see what I could do with a 30-inch scale, but like my pickups, and something that looks a bit more traditional, but that plays very modern, right? And it has a lot of modern appointments. I mean, we've got lumen lays on here, we've got locking tuners, we've got jumbo stainless steel frets, we've got my bare knuckle, I think this is the Ragnarok set, and this one, and an EverTune, right? So these are very modern appointments, but it's still a very vintage looking thing, and because it's Jackson, we can have the Fender custom shop do the relicking on it, so it's like a legit, like, heavy relic on it. I got this, you know, not this one, but the first version, and it was such an inspiring instrument, and I came up with this very stupid tuning, which ends up with very low strings. So you tune the whole thing a half step down. If you imagine a bass 6 is E to E, right? An octave down, so that half step down, and then you tune this low string to B flat 0. So that's unison with a 5-string bass. That's the range that it's in. B flat 0. Yeah, no, it's way too low. Way too low. Yes. That's the correct. Yes.
So like those 5 strings are for people. That last one is for the whale that's in the back of the room.
Exactly. It's not for it, you know, there are animals that do find their way to our shows. But then what happened is, not only was I asked for it just because I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I could just ask for weird stuff. I probably shouldn't swear on this, right? No swearing.
You can.
Ask for weird shit from Jackson, and they'll make it for me, which is awesome. But then it ended up being a very inspiring instrument, and then I actually let Mark borrow one of them, because they always build me 2 of everything. So I let Mark borrow one of them, and he just came back with riffs. And then I let Jake borrow one, and it was just like, it just became kind of the core of the album that we just put out, A Pale White Dot. Yes. And that was entirely accidental, but I think we were looking for like a sort of sonic signature or something to sort of just ground the whole thing. And this ended up being one of those sort of grounding points, one of those anchor points.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you guys have always messed around with different like tuning variations and opens and whatnot. So I can imagine that just, you know, shake things up, get you out of the comfort zone and just try something out with that. I want to say very still regular looking guitar, because the bridge is so far back. Isn't it super far back for that shape? Like,
so the logic is that if your hand is here versus here versus here, your picking hand, it doesn't make that much difference. No. But here versus here makes a massive difference, right? So I do tend to like my bridges to be a little bit lower on the body, because even though this is a 30-inch scale, it doesn't feel like you're reaching terribly far. Yes, exactly.
Where is that also 30?
This is 30 as well. Yeah, and this is something I asked PRS for not long after we began writing sessions, just because when I arrived for the very first writing session, which was at the beginning of 2025, right?
Yeah, like February.
Yeah, February 2025. Misha already had, like he said, he had 2 of those models that he got from Jackson. And like he said, he let me try one out. He already had written the basis of the demo for Mr. God, which is track, 3 on the record?
3.
Yeah.
The first single.
Yeah.
First single,
And I
yeah.
remember hearing that demo and thinking that it didn't even sound like a guitar.
Right.
It sounded like halfway between a bass and a guitar, but something new altogether. And then I remember playing the guitar and really not even having it feel like a guitar. It feels like you're playing a completely new instrument, and that was super inspiring because I think at the time we were in a bit of I wouldn't call it an identity crisis, but I would call it a position where we were looking for a direction to take the record, sonically, thematically. And when we started sort of delving into messing with these guitars more, and I started to get my hands around one and sort of feel how inspired I was with one of my hands, I started to follow the thread. He began with Mr. God, and then the riffs just started to flow out. So when he let me borrow his first prototype, I took it back to Spain, and I wrote a couple of the riffs that ended up igniting the rest of Everyone Dies Alone.
Yeah.
And then that's when I asked PRS, I'm like, could you guys build something similar to what Misha had? So it has the same 30-inch scale. This actually has a maple top. It is very hot. Yeah, it's very sexy. Yeah, they chose a nice top for me. Maple top, mahogany body, maple neck, ebony fretboard. The biggest frets we could stick on this thing, locking tuners, string through body, and of course the EverTune here. The one that Misha lent me in the first place did not have an EverTune on it, but I remember the discussions from the very beginning was like, when we take this stuff live, we gotta have an EverTune.
Right, but that's fair because you were playing around with the vibrato on super low. Was it 8 strings with the vibrato because you were pulling it out of tune? I can't remember which song that is.
That's on 7.
It's on a 7, but it had a Floyd on it.
Yeah,
which
because you were pulling that lower strings down pitch by bending the other
Yep.
strings.
Right.
But
Chocolate
so,
flaps.
like outside of that very specific case scenario, this makes a lot more sense.
Well,
right?
we're normally hardtails,
Yeah.
so we don't really use Floyds, and other than that one example. So the first ones I had built, I had 2 regular hardtail, just like hip shot bridges, and I mean I love the way they sound. I think they're great. I think they'll always sound the best with that. But as we started to demo more with these, it was like, okay, we need to make a decision. Are we actually going to commit to this on the album? And if we're going to do that, we really like these songs, we're probably going to play them live. Yeah. And we started to write more and more material. Like, it seemed like every demo we were writing, there's a lot of stuff that didn't end up on the album, but there's probably 6 or 7 demos that were done with these, just inspiring a lot of ideas. And those may yet become Periphery songs someday. Yeah. But that discussion led to well, if we are going to play these live, we probably should have EverTunes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have a song that has the same sort of string relationship, but just much higher, even though it's really low, called Reptile. And that's G, G, C, F, A, D on a 6-string. Yep. And that song, once we were all on EverTunes, started to sound good live. Right. Because we could dig in, we all pick fairly hard. That low string can take a while to settle. Yeah. And if we're all writing it, it's just they're never in tune. You have 3 guitarists. If one of us is out of tune, we're all out of tune. Yeah. So the EverTune really just allows us to sort of play and concentrate on playing and having fun, and not sort of gingerly striking the strings so to not disturb it. In the studio, you could take as many takes as you want, but live, you really need that.
I track every string separately in the studio, but you can't afford that. Are you guys both using the same string gauge on those?
I think largely, or similar.
Yeah, I've been toying with mine the past couple tours just to see what I can get away with. I'm always doing this thing where I'm like, what's the lightest gauge I can get away with? Fair, yeah. And then I'll identify where that is and just not deviate. But I think so, because I think my first set was based off of, what was it? Like you had, it was
the Horizon Devices progressive tension. Yeah.
8 string.
Standard 8, not the bulb 8, but the standard 8, which is a little bit heavier and has an 80. Yeah. And the reason that we went with that is because the EverTune, actually, that's the thickest string that it allows. Yeah. And we actually had to have the EverTune send low tension saddles because we couldn't get down to our stupid tuning because it was too low tension. And it's just about at the range. But our wonderful guitar tech Jackson actually just yesterday routed the low one out, and this has a 90 on it, and we're trying that out. You can see it's like sitting above the nut a little bit.
Right, yeah. Because
not for you.
Not for me.
Just for me.
I want a 69 in there. I'm just kidding.
But
We cater to all generations here. We get a little bit of both.
But the thing about it is also like I think we really were like all the way at the range. I mean, if you don't really know how an EverTune works, like there's basically a range where it won't do the thing it does,
Yeah.
and we're basically hitting the edge of that. So this gives us a bit of headroom because we're going with a thicker gauge.
Right.
But it's interesting that like EverTune won't route it out and say that you can't do that because he just did it yesterday. Maybe this thing will blow up on stage today. I
That's
don't
it.
know.
That's it. We'll know later.
We'll know.
Yeah, because I can imagine that tuning pegs are about the same struggle. I think the first time I heard, like, it was Lee Malia saying that for the 80 gauge, he had to drill through because you had to write that as well. Yeah.
But these have a lot less sort of technology going through them.
Yeah, for sure. It's
The
just
EverTune is a mysterious, like there's like a singularity in there somewhere. I don't know how it works.
You have to have the pixie dust back on there afterwards.
yeah.
Sweet. They're really awesome guitars, guys. They are.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're so happy with them, and like these have been working really, really well for live use. Like I'm very glad we have the EverTune because we actually sound into it, which is actually amazing. And you could just beat on that low string. It sounds awesome. But like that would be impossible to do. And when you have the adrenaline going live, you don't notice how hard you're picking sometimes. So
Yeah.
Mark, is there any chance we're getting the baritone as a signature?
Who knows? I mean, it's one of those things where once it became the sound of the record for A Pale White Dot, I started having the comment. I was like, would you guys ever do something like this? But with PRS, things move a little slow, and you know. It's,
We got time. We got time. Just like you guys do you. We'll be right there.
yeah.
That's fine.
No, I would love to. I oddly enough get a lot of questions about it, get a lot of interest about it, just because it's such a unique looking guitar, and there's nothing really like it on the PRS side that they've ever done. They did the Mike Mashak guitar. It was a 27.7.
Yeah.
This has the additional 3.3 inches, and yeah, I mean it's a pretty special instrument. So needless to say, I would absolutely love that. But
We support that decision. Do you guys also play regular guitars?
we do.
we do.
Well, sort of regular. They have an extra string. Should we swap for those?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the
Regular. These are normal guitars. They're only 26.5 inch, so only slightly baritone, and they only have one extra string.
That's good.
So it's fairly normal for us.
Steve Vai's been doing it since the 80s, so like it's fine. It's old news, guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing new.
But this was announced quite recently as well, right?
So actually, this is the last iteration of these. This is the second. No, it's fine. I know there's a lot of guitars. Now the new version has a ebony board,
Right.
and just new finishes. But I think the factory really improved their finish work because we have some really sick finishes. The 7 comes in a silver burst sparkle, which is it's so cool. So they can finally, because I've been asking for those sparkle finishes since the first iteration.
Yeah.
But Jackson doesn't like to do anything unless they can do them well. So they were like, let's hold off. But they've been going back, and like now, I mean, we're doing some really cool colors for this run, and the ebony board's nice. I just like to change it up where I can because I think functionally we got the design correct kind of the first time, so it's just little changes. No,
Right.
it's like the 911. Don't innovate too much, you know.
Yeah.
The car.
See, saying the car
Mine
made
is
it
in the gutter. If you thought
saying
anything else.
saying the car made it so much worse. Everyone would have said, "Of course, that's what he meant." Moving on. So, and,
follow that up?
and on that segue,
Well, this interview's over.
what tragedy is your guitar based on? Sorry, we'll cut that. Well, are we? I know. They're not gonna cut this.
So this is. I'm just kidding. Please delete that. Do not. Please.
Leave it.
Please get rid
Also
of
accepting auditions for a new guitarist. So
that. Jesus. Holy
we're at
shit.
the end of the tour.
Next
They're a little
next
loopy.
door, it's just gonna be Jake on stage, only because it
This whole
wasn't.
interview is going to be 30 seconds long because of the usable content.
God.
So, how did that color come about?
So this is this is something that I think you could just get off the shelf anywhere, any guitar store. This is the SE model that we put out. 2017. I could be getting that year wrong, but this is just the 7-string SE model with a couple different changes.
That's no, but that's right. 2017. That's why I got to talk to you the first time. You just put it out. So that was the SE. Yeah. Okay. All
So
right.
this is the 7-string SE model. So everything's stock except for the lock and tuners and the color.
Yeah.
And the color it's kind of a funny story. Do you know the band Don Broco?
By name.
Yeah, English band.
Awesome band.
Awesome band.
Really awesome band.
Really nice guys. And one of my good friends, Simon, from the band, guitar player, I saw him recently last year playing one of my models, which is really cool, but he had this white paint job on it. Or it may be like a cream color, but I saw it and it just popped off of the stage. It was like, God, that looks so sick. Yeah. And I was like, can I copy you? and he was like,
Your name's on the headstock.
but he was really cool about it. He's like, sure, give it a shot. And then I had Bev and Rich at PRS just paint one up. And yeah, I mean, it's sick. I love the way it just looks striking on stage. Yeah. It's really nothing too special compared to what I've been playing for years. So I'm very much a creature of habit when it comes to what I play on stage. I just, once something gets under my fingers and I feel comfortable, I'm very afraid to let that stuff go and tweak because I don't want to feel too much out of my element. So yeah, I mean, like Misha's guitar, 26.5-inch scale length. I got the Seymour Duncan Scarlet Scourge is in here. Pretty much the same guitar as all of my other ones, just painted white.
Scarlet Scourge is what comes in the SC anyways now, right? Yeah. Sweet.
So same pickups and everything like that. So yeah, this has been my main 7. Originally, it was going to be my backup. I was going to play my Maryland-made 7 as my main, but this one's just been feeling so good and so solid live that I'm just like, I'm playing it for like 45 minutes a night every night. So yeah, this is my main 7.
It looks great. I think, and there's something a little eerie about just the white. Like it pops off, but also there's something a little ominous about just having a black and white guitar like this.
Yeah.
It's really dope.
And I opt for darker colors typically, like on stage. But yeah, it's kind of a nice deviation.
All right, sweet. Thank you guys so much.
the fucking air! Hit him up! Running through my brain, there's no reason to be where it'll heal again. Cover all the walls, but the prism is breaching too. So realizing like I'm burying it, streets of blood red, blue blood lightning. That overall exists within my bed. Every mistake till it's time to reset. It feels so low, the love I know, floating on my own. So I'm back, it's all the same. Now, this is a one-way road. It feels so low, the love I know, floating on my own. Forward back, it's all the same. Now, somebody do it slowly. Kill me slowly. Past is cutting through me, and all the imperfections they show are me. As conscience. With appetite for either food or sex, with all wishes to take, I'll take to the head. Put the strings up with it. But put the rope up with it. You put the strings up with it. I put the rope around my fucking neck. You put the strings up my legs. Now why with the rope up my neck? The past is getting through me. In all the imperfections they show, I'm dead, when all the bad times stick, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm burning like wildfire. Fuck yeah.
Do you play some six strings as well?
Not on this run.
No sixes. We didn't bring any sixes out.
Really?
Yeah,
no sixes.
it was a short run, and we were flying with a lot of gear.
Right.
And so because we had the baritones, we were like, if we're bringing the sixes, it's just a lot of guitars to bring over.
The main debate we had in the very beginning was just like, well, we're touring off of Pale White Dot. We got to play the songs. We got to play these new songs. Thing is that all of these new songs are on baritones. So right away we know we're bringing the baritones.
Fair.
And we've also been playing a lot of sevens in recent years. There's songs that we can't take out of our set list, like songs like Blood Eagle, that gets such an insane crowd reaction.
Wildfire, Atropos, yeah.
That like we have to bring sevens.
Yeah.
All right, well, what does that leave us room for as far as additional guitars? And the answer is nothing. Especially for these fly dates where we're flying from the United States and we're very limited on what we can take. So sixes had to sit this one out, unfortunately, which means we can't play songs like Marigold or, other songs that I'm sure some people want to hear every night. But it's the problem when you have so many damn guitars and how many albums do we have? 19?
You guys should stick to tuning at some point.
So you know what people love? People that have never met you, they love unsolicited advice. So I'm gonna give some right now. As much as playing around with a whole bunch of tunings is a lot of fun and helps with writer's block and whatnot, stick with one tuning. Find one guitar, find one tuning, just stick with it. Nowadays, you can just pitch shift. Just pitch shift that tuning up and down. Oh man, like if I could do it again.
Yeah, but it's fair. You can do it by strings. I remember 10 years ago, actively Googling which Periphery song can I play in insert tuning, just to try to see which one I could cover without having to change my strings.
So someone put together like a spreadsheet.
Oh, that's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the forums or on the subreddit.
Yeah.
But like we're also at this point, because we had this debate with the baritones, and it's like we're so deep. Like screw it, why not? What's another one?
Plus, it's part of our philosophy. It's like to practice what we preach, which is if you run into a rut, if you run into any kind of creative block, just really try through your guitar in different tuning, try a new instrument. Like that's what we've been doing for better part of 2 decades. For us to abandon that would be abandoning the basic core culture of our band. And as much as it sucks when you walk up to the airline counter and you start setting your gear on top of the scale. It really is not worth the sacrifice it would require for us to abandon what I believe is actually a really core feature of our band. It's just it's part of how we operate. So
I'm not judging. They will. I'm not judging. You guys have done that before. Yeah. Okay, but sweet. Have you had to rearrange anything that you've written for a specific tuning or a specific amount of strings, for example, to play it on the 7, or did you stick to?
No. Like we don't.
I had an idea.
Oh.
When you said that, I had an idea. Because Subhuman, 8-string, a half step up from our typical 8-string tuning, right? Right?
Yeah.
Instead of low F sharp. What if we just...
No, half step
down? No, I think it's up.
It's a half step down.
Or down?
Down.
Okay. So instead of taking another guitar to play Subhuman, we should just play it in the normal, you know what I mean?
No, or just use a pitch
Or a
block.
pitch block. There you go. Sorry, I was train of thought.
I thought you were going somewhere else entirely because you're a genius, but you didn't even realize it. Which is, we actually could just use the pitch block
yeah.
and then just detune that and play
right.
6-string songs. But we figured this out with 2 shows left in the tour, so sorry.
New Groove we used to play on 6 strings. Remember that?
True.
A
Yeah.
long time ago.
There's a couple like little intros, but like songs, we
Never done it.
But
it's kind of sacred. Like, although we could even do like the 6-string thing, like, I mean, I guess we'd get used to it, but it'd be an adjustment.
Yeah, right. I think the guitar you're holding also informs the playing. And if you're trying to play 6-string stuff on 7, you're never gonna pick that 6-string like you would if there wasn't a 7th in the way. You know.
And actually, this is why when I was saying like, in the beginning it was just 6 and 7, and people were like, well, why do you play both? I was like, if you have like a riff that you're starting out with or an idea, if you had like sort of parallel dimensions, like a view, and you saw me develop it as a 6-string idea and a 7-string idea, they would end up as completely different songs, without a doubt, because of what you're talking about. It's very true. Like your tendencies, the timbre, the tuning, like they will lead you in certain paths. And we're very much like a follow the thread kind of band when we're writing. It's just we don't really know what we're going for, what we're doing. We're just whatever you do informs the next move. So because we'd be like in a lower tuning or on a 7-string or have other options available, it would evolve in completely different ways. Be kind of fun. If someone builds that machine, call me. But yeah, so for that reason, it also, I mean, it'd be fine. We absolutely could do that. It'd be a little bit of programming. Put a pitch block down a full step, and then just manually tune this in a break, and we could play 6-string stuff.
Could be cool.
Sorry.
Next door. We're teasing the
Your
next door. All right, but that's dope. I like that you guys just stick to what works and say, okay, well, we got to make concessions. We can't play everything, so we're just not going.
The creative process always comes first.
Yep.
That's paramount. Everything else, we'll just kind of figure it out and like sort of jerry rig if need be. But like the creative process needs to be what it is, and then we'll just.
Yeah, these are compositions first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then the live representation is what you're going to go see. But that is the most sacred part for us. It's the most fun part for us, just creating. And I think that's why we go so nuts with anything that can, jog that inspiration or just inspire you in any way, whether it's a new instrument, new piece of gear. Maybe a lot of people can relate to that. Like you get a new piece of gear, you think you're just playing around with it, exploring what it does, and then before you know it, you got some riffs.
The thing that's informed that, which is a great segue into my next question, because other than those 2 guitars, there's absolutely nothing else on stage. So you guys did not bring those boxes. Like, what are you running the guitars through? Where's the sound coming from?
So once again, like we've been running this since 2010. We've been running fractals. Started with Axe-Fx 1, Axe-Fx 2, and now we're on the 3. I mean, I have to say, it has been one of the most.
Is that wood?
It's good enough for me. Here, I have.
You got it in your hand. Literally.
You're smart. I'm not.
You heard it here first.
It's been one of the shockingly most reliable pieces of gear across 3 generations. We've never had a failure. The worst that's ever happened was, I think, after a pretty bumpy night, either on a ferry or on a boat, that ribbon cable came out. You open it up, plug it back in, everything's good.
That's one time in a decade and a half.
Yeah, 1 or 2 times, I think. But like, whatever it is, reliability on the road is king. Yeah. That's the most important thing. So they are very, very reliable units. We're all programmed for them. And running direct, as much as it's maybe worse for me and for us, because we love amps and we'd love having more air on stage. Right, yeah. Like, when we run it, our wonderful front of house guy, who does an incredible job, is very unhappy because he says you're messing with my mix, which is entirely fair.
That's your job. His job is to deal with it.
Sure.
Sorry, Alex.
We'll just sound worse, unfortunately. So in the interest, and also, I mean, I was having this discussion with someone. It's like, if you have an amp on stage and it's cranked, and I've experienced this as well. Like, where you are in that front row could be horrible. Like if you're directly on axis of like, and it's like dialed in kind of bright, you could be like, all you'd be hearing is just like, shh, you know?
That's fair.
So we're able to give like a better experience overall to everyone by going direct and by having less stage sound. We do usually have side fills going. So if you're in the front or if you're watching side stage, there's something, some movement of air on stage. It's not my favorite. And again, this is also efficient for traveling when you're flying everywhere because it's all very compact.
Do you run differently in the US or?
No, it's so Alex Markides, our front of house guy, built our rig to be a modular rig, so that like when we fly, just kind of takes it out, we put it into Pelican's fly cases,
That's cool.
and then when we're home, just puts it into our main rack. So it's effectively the same, just rearranged.
Right.
And it's just efficient. It's the probably least expensive way to do what we do, but get the consistent results, and we can fly anywhere and do that.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would love to explore the neural stuff, especially with my plugin, because that's the album is just the plugin.
Yeah.
It's just my plugin. So that's
Oh,
like
really?
it's just the sound. Because I got the first build of it like a couple days before our very first writing session.
Right.
So it ended up being like the album was sort of like the beta process of like the dialing in.
That's
and
pretty
feature
good
requests.
timing.
Yeah. So by the time it was out, I had like 100 hours in it, and like
how do you test your plugin? I wrote an album.
wrote an entire album with it. And we like to mess around with like reamping and all that. Like we reamped a lot on Periphery 5, and that's fun. But I think because it was so enmeshed with the sound and the writing of the album, and it was also cool because it was like, as I was working on it, I was like asking for feature requests, like, hey, can I have this? Because I need it for this song or whatever, you know? And like by the end, I actually, instead of having to make presets, I was like whittling down to the good ones because I had so many presets from the album that I'd made. And it was just so sort of tied into the identity of the album that like, I think when we reamp, we're like, we're just chasing our tape. We're just trying to make it sound like the plug-in.
Right.
And then why waste your time doing that?
It was losing like some of the character that we got very attached to over the record, and like.
Were you going through the same rig? Or
Yeah, and in fact, when I went, so in between these writing sessions we did with the band, I would go home, do writing on my own, come back with ideas, but all that writing was done with the plugin as well.
Right.
So
Yeah, I gave the beta plug-in. to
Right.
Mark.
So
Or
I got
Jake.
very attached to the features, you know, like that character that the takes in the original sessions were written in, that it was very hard to move on from it. Plus, at a certain point in time, when you're at a specific phase in the process, when you feel like the finish line is within sight, you can spend hours and hours and hours trying to squeeze that extra 1% out in terms of getting the guitar tone to reach some level you think it's capable of hitting. But we were so sort of enamored with the way the record already sounded that to spend those days and weeks squeezing that 1% out, it seemed kind of like a fool's errand in the grand scheme of things, especially when, you know, we set our own deadlines and we're trying to make stuff happen in a timely manner.
And that extra 1% is really just for you. Like nobody else will ever hear the difference for that. Like you're doing that to push, like for yourself, for your own, you know, pride, and so. But it's like, yeah, I understand. At some point, you just got to call it cuts. And did you feel like that was a challenge to go from that plugin to try and recreate that in the XFX, or like how did that process go?
You know, I didn't even bother doing that. We have a live tone.
Yeah.
I just find live tones and studio tones are so different.
Oh yeah.
So we have a live tone that I've worked on for a while, been tweaking over years with Markides' help. And actually Spencer, our singer, like he mixes and masters. So like he's very involved with, like, oftentimes at soundcheck he's not on stage. He's with Alex, like dialing in the mix with him or like making suggestions or whatever. So we've been tweaking the guitar tone for live use, and I was kind of curious. I mean, I kind of was, when we were rehearsing, we're like, we have to program these songs and dial in the tones. It's kind of ready for it to be a bit of work, but it just sort of worked.
Yeah.
We didn't change a thing. It's just our standard rhythm tone. It worked perfectly. I mean, I guess it's the advantage of it, you know, sort of being built around like variations of setups we already used.
Yeah.
It's our pickups. It's just a longer scale. But yeah, it just worked absolutely perfectly. Didn't change a thing.
That's pretty magical.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, okay, that's pretty sick. Okay, so I'm guessing everything else is then just going through MIDI through your DAW, because you will have noticed there is a guitar player missing. This is a news. Jake had to stay home, and so he recorded his parts, and so that works now the way you guys have been working with Nolly forever.
Exactly.
Now. Right.
I mean, it's not my favorite to. I mean, it's nobody's favorite to have a missing member, and it was very soon. This was all very sudden, as it did. His father passed away.
Yeah.
And it was
like
all,
2 days before we flew out, too,
Yeah.
so we had no other option.
The announcement was like basically just on.
Yeah. It was in some ways bad timing, but also good, because I think it would be way worse if it happened while he was on the road.
Undoubtedly.
So like he was able to stay home and deal with all that family stuff with, and very kindly took the time to put tracks together.
And
so
that's
that we
the thing where it's like Jake's a warrior for doing that, because he was going through a really horrible time, but he still took the time to spend hours, helping us prep. I mean, he did a ton of prep work for this tour, which yeah, Jake, if you're watching this, you are the man. Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, Jake's the man. He's always the man.
He's always the man.
I mean, he took the time to do it properly. Like, he actually played through the whole set, so it wouldn't be perfect.
Yeah.
So it would sound a bit more live, because we're not perfect, so it sounds probably closer, or it sounds like what it would sound like if he was playing a show. It's not like tracks from the album that are like perfect or whatever. So I think it all fits. And if I close my eyes, I can like pretend he's there.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to watching you guys, to hearing you guys play. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. That was very special. A world first of Misha and Mrak. Mrak. The tuner says Mrak.
Mr. Ack.
Mr. Ack.
Mr. Ack, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links to all the gear in the description below, to A Pale White Dot, which is now out. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Don't look down below. We'd rather stay. In a moment and pass by and see. It's how we do it. Don't say it's nothing more than love I made. Got it, she's a body. Isn't it funny how much better we seem to get along when we're face down in a place where we belong? Where do we belong? Where do we belong? Every time I close my eyes, yeah, I can feel it in my brain. Pieces falling, pieces of the building. Every time I close my eyes, yeah, feel it fucking my mind. It doesn't have to be a reason. What's the point of taking bits and pieces away from my life? You can blame it on the seasons or lack of serotonin constantly. Don't look down below. We'd rather stay in a moment and pass by and believe for eternity. Sure. Don't say it's nothing more than love I made. She's that fucking body. And isn't it funny? Much better ways seem to get up when we're locked in with the superficial hole. Where do we belong? Where do we belong? Now everybody sings the same, we'll sing song. Where have we gone wrong? in the distance, but right now broken bridge over amidst us forever. Where have we gone wrong?
Just caught in the middle. Some say fuck it when you're stuck in the middle. Some say fuck it when they're put in the middle bit. You can find the rhythm to get out of it. You're fucking out of this mess. Like a anybody, just caught in the middle. The soul is soul. But like a anybody, just caught in the middle.
Broken bodies in the distance, but right now broken dreams are amidst us. You should all just surrender. A lack of money just got the middle. Lack of money just got the middle. Mostly broken with a brain a little bit. Bleeding low, down low, down low. Inside your soul. Hey. Tearing in your soul.